Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts. And another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach Malak Yabashai. Double honor to the elect elders of the house of David. That's been in this truth for decades and decades. Patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Malak Yabashai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwath out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Shalom, HBK Int, Solomon McFadden, Elijah Jones, WFI St. Louis, Shalom, Akim T. Sellers, True Nation Philippines, Quadan, Yaradan, WFI Jersey, Philly, Shalom King, D-Vash Branch, Gedaliah, Kyoko Banyumyan, and everybody else tuning in that will tune in, Lord willing, right? And happy feast of memorial blowing of the trumpets, right? The memorial of the blowing of the trumpets is currently in action. It's currently in play through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, charging Akim wa Akwat to be mindful of the trumpets, what the trumpets mean, how the trumpets play major role in prophecy, what they mean for the servants of the Most High, for the gathering of the flock, and everything that has to do with in righteousness. So, you know, brothers, be mindful of that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai to keep this feast day in sincerity and in purity. So let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 73. All right, and the topic of this cold cut is remember this one thing, right? As this world begins, it's like, and I was already there, go back to it. As this world begins to vanish away, and as times wax old, brothers have to be mindful of this one thing. And that one thing is not, right? That one thing is to not envy the wicked. Do not be envious of the wicked. Do not desire this world and the things that this world has for you, but desire the spiritual things, the kingdom of heaven and everlasting life and the kingdom to come, or the world to come, right? And I want to go through Psalms chapter 73. It's probably one of my top 3 favorite Psalms, right? Documented. So this Psalms chapter 73 and 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart, right? A clean heart is somebody that's sincere, whose mind isn't defiled, who isn't meditating on sex and folly and vanity and wickedness and deception and grudges and madness. The Most High is good to those brothers and sisters who have a clean heart, right? A mind that's not defiled, a pure mind. Like the Lord said in Jeremiah, right, chapter 4, right, quick precept. So you're wondering why you're receiving judgments and things are befalling you. Peradventure, you may not have a clean heart, right? You may not have a clean, you may not be clean in the flesh, right? Because the flesh is corruptible, but your heart has to be pure and sincere with the Most High, right? So this is Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 14. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved, right? How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge with thee? So if you have vain thoughts lodging with you, right? A vain thought is a thought that means nothing for the kingdom of heaven, right? That's what a vain thought is. A vain thought is you thinking about being a millionaire. You thinking about taking over your company and having it last for 50 more years. You building a future banks and you want to build your own army in Babylon the Great, right? These are vain thoughts. You know, you want to get 1,000 wives before America's destroyed. You're seeking vain glory. How long shall vain thoughts lodge with thee? Right? So you have to have the spirit of having a clean heart and a clean mind. And, you know, your thoughts should be focused on the kingdom. Self-examination is pivotal, right? Thinking about the judgments of the Most High. Remembering the years of the right hand of the Most High. These are the things that should be on your mind constantly 24/7, right? So let's go back to Psalm 73. Right? Reads, truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So David is about to give you an account of what we say now in the world, where he was almost caught tripping, man. When he saw how the wicked lived. It reads, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that's a spirit that could fall upon Jake, man. Right? You may not have what the wicked has, what this world has. You may have to catch the bus, man. Your car might not be a 2022, 2023, new car, man. Right? You might not have these houses. Right? Some people got jobs where they got to deliver packages, and they dropping these packages and boxes off at these, mansions and these nice houses, and they got to go home and they got this 1 bedroom and they got a studio, and they kind of start having these thoughts, man. Like, I should have that. How come they can have these things? I'm in the truth. And they're off, man. How come the Lord is blessing them with these materialistic and this peaceful, restful life, man? And I have to work and I have to stress, and David, that spirit almost hopped on David. And that's a spirit that can hop on any one of us, man. It's and even Ezra, when you go to 2nd Ezra, I'm not going to get it for sake of time, the 3rd chapter, Ezra had that same spirit, 3:29 on down. He said there are impieties without number, man. And he went here to and fro through Babylon and saw the wealth of those Babylonians. And he started to ask the Most High, well, how come these wicked get to live better than the righteous? If we're the ones keeping the commandments, if we're the ones praying, studying, fasting, going out, doing the work, how come we can't have what they have in this life? All right, let's read this again. Right, this is a precept I want to get. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 24. And you got to watch that spirit, man. Right, you got to watch that spirit. This is Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 1. It reads, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction. Right? For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief, man. So you can't sit there and envy the wicked, man. And you're secretly craving to have the car they have, to have the position they have. Right? They might be like a CEO or, a director of operations or some type of title of prestige in the world, and you're just craving it. I gotta have that. I gotta have what they have. Now you're working all these hours. Now you're working on the Shabbat. Now you're not praying as much. You're just giving your all to the world. Because you're seeing that what this world has. You're trying to be comfortable here. You wasn't sent here to be comfortable. What scripture says that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, sent the children of Israel to rest, to find comfort, to seek relief? It's not in there, man. Right? And the brother put a good precept, Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 11. Envy thou not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Right? You don't know what's going to happen to these guys, man. Right? A lot of this wealth they got was off of what? Blood money. And it is off of blood money. And it's through robbery. The Lord said in James chapter 5 that their riches are kept back by fraud. A lot of stuff that you're looking at that these people got, they had to sin to get it. Straight up and down. They had to sin to get it, man. They had to break the Sabbaths. They had to compromise their integrity. They had to violate the laws and the statutes and the commandments. Right? The brother good precept, 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. That's right, man. A lot of these people had to go off, man. Some of these guys had to do sodomite acts. They had to coon, they had to sell. Hey, there's a lot that comes with making it in this world, man. I'm sure we all know. There's a lot of wickedness that you have to do. A lot of soul selling. So you're really, and David's giving you the inside glimpse of his mind for a fraction of time when he saw the wicked. And David checked that spirit. Let's go back to Psalm chapter 73 and read it. Right? Psalm chapter 73 and verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death. Slack it, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So these devils, man, their strength is firm. They're constantly building companies, businesses. It seems as though just when you thought that, America was over, they're saying unemployment rate, right, is finally decreasing. There are more jobs back, right? People, you see these Edomites buying things. You see companies growing. You see construction work being done on the roads. It seems like this place really isn't going down, man. See new projects and skyscrapers being built and estimated time of completion 2025. And, you're watching this place kind of continue. You see these Edomites live good, man. They got places that you can't go to. They got gated communities. These Edomites, like I said, I know these areas, man. And their doors are unlocked. Windows are rolled down. Windows are open. Some of these Edomites' doors are open all day, all night, man. Other Edomites kind of walk in, open, get something from the fridge, kind of leave it open. They walking outside at these dog parks, barefoot playing with their dogs. And I saw a lemonade stand, man. I had this one job, I had to clean houses way back when, man. And I had to clean these houses. Brothers know I had this filthy job. I had to clean these houses for these Amalekites, man. And this was a filthy, dirty job. This was years ago, man. And these Edomites live good, man. They got lemonade stands. They got stuff you see only on TV. They got waterfalls and fountains. They live good, man. They live good in this life. And then you got Jake, man. You live in check to check. You got your gas and electric bill. You got insurance. You got taxes. They taking out your check. Right? You got some Jakes that got to pay child support. Child support is destroying your money, your finances. Right? You got to pay gas to get to work. You're traveling 35, 40 minutes to get to work. You got to catch a few light trains, maybe a few buses. You're working, 50, 60 hours a week trying to make ends meet. Your car might break down. Then you got to get it fixed and it might break down again. There's always something going on in this captivity. Let's read this again. Psalms chapter 73 and verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. Who is the they? The Edomites and the other nations. They are not in trouble as other men. Who's the other men? The Israelite men. They don't get pulled over. Hey, these Edomites get pulled over and they get out the car. Before Esau get out the car, the police. You've seen it. Let that happen to you. Let you get pulled over. These Edomites get out, slam the door, and say, well, what are you doing, buddy? Who do you think you are? And these guys be wrestling with the police, man. They be having knives in their hand. They walk up to the police car. Can you do that? Next time you get pulled over, get out the car first. Slam the door and say, what are you doing, buddy? They're not in trouble like you, man. A lot of these Edomites, they get away with anything. Fraud. They got Ponzi schemes. They deal with all types of damn fraudulent activity. They don't get arrested like you. They don't get pulled over like you. At these interviews, man, don't you know what's going on? You're struggling to get a job. These Edomites go into these interviews and they're not talking about, well, why do you want this job? They're not grilling them. They're talking about the Red Sox and the Yankees. They're not you don't go through what they go through in the interview process. If you think that you are, then you're sadly mistaken. They're walking in these jobs and they're talking about the Yankees and they're telling them when he can start and how much he's going to make. I've seen it. You walk in, you can barely get in the door, man. They're calling the police on you. You got to fill out this clipboard. You got to wait in the boardroom. You don't go through what they go through. They are not in trouble as other men. And if you're not strong in the faith, It might put a spirit on you to try to be like these men. See that? Thamara Israel said that just seen a video with Becky kicking a police officer at a wedding. Yeah, they'll fight these police officers, kick them, they wrestling with them, or getting pulled over. They get tased, you get shot. You know? Every Edomite is always getting tased. Every Jake, oh, I forgot, I didn't have my taser on me. I was scared, my life was threatened. You know? So let's read on. It reads, verse 6, Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. So since they don't deal with what you deal with, they start getting proud. And they deal with in evil ways. They're committing, hey, these Edomites are wicked, man. They're committing adultery. They got swinger parties. Wife swapping. You know, these rich elite Edomites, they all get drunk, man, and they do ecstasy. And they go to these little places, everybody put your keys in the bowl. Okay, Tom and Nancy, today you're with Brock and you're with Susie. Jake, you can't even find your car keys, man. Because they're on top of, they're underneath all of your bills. Hey, these Edomites aren't the chomos, they're child molesters. They watch CP, that they're into lust and vanity. They're not, and you don't go through what they go through, and they think they're getting away with it. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. Yeah, they have more than they could wish, man. I mean, Edomites got 3 cars. Two car garages. And they don't even need it. 6 bedrooms. 1 bedroom is a damn office. They got 2 bedrooms. That's just my office area. Do you have an office, a room for your office? Oh, that's just my gym. I turned my basement into my gym. Oh, that's my movie theater room. Jake, you don't have a movie theater room. They have more than heart could wish. You know? They got multiple bank accounts, man. Jake, all you got is your savings. I mean, your checkings. Direct deposit. You know, they got 401ks. They got pension plans. They got trust funds. They got all of these things, man. And Jake, you're just sitting up there trying to rub 2 pennies together. Let's go to the book of James real quick. Chapter 5. Right? James, and that's why Jake had put a spirit on a lot of brothers and even sisters. They start trimming their ways to try to be like these Edomites. Right? This is James. Right? James chapter 5 and verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten. So the Most High got a judgment on the rich men. See, these rich men that James is speaking about, it's not LeBron James. It's not talking about Oprah. It's not talking about, Kanye West. These rich men are the elites. Your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your DuPonts, right? Your Warburg. These are these rich elite families. The Lord said, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Where's the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man's treasure? You don't have any treasure. But Esau has heaped up treasure for the last days. And it's going to be a witness. Remember, the Most High said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. 1 witness shall not rise up against any for any iniquity, paraphrasing. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, the matter shall be established. So when the Most High brings the judgment upon Babylon the Great and the rich men, one of the witnesses to testify against him is going to be the gold and the silver. Not that they can speak and testify verbally, but due to them being in possession of this place, it's going to be enough for them to witness. Say, hey, look, the gold and the silver here was stolen. It was robbed. It was pillaged. It was taken. So it's going to be a witness. Right? This from Ahaziah, Ecclesiastes 29 and 11. Lay up thy treasure, right? And it's another good one. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold. You see that? See that right there? It shall bring thee more profit than gold. Let's go back to this. All right, please, Psalms chapter 73. Okay, this is Psalms chapter 73 and verse, let's start at 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. And when it says their eyes stand out with fatness, meaning they always looking to buy. They're buying land. They're buying property, right? They're buying ships. They're buying cars. And they get whatever they want, man. Verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. And they do speak wickedly concerning oppression. Whenever you talk about oppression, they get real wicked. They say, well, just forget about it. That was so long ago. Let bygones be bygones. Right? You're holding a grudge. Esau's telling Jake that Jake is holding a grudge. Yeah, we are holding a grudge against you, man. You know? We can't hold a grudge against our fellow brother, but hey, and we remember you Edomites, man. So they speak wickedly concerning oppression. Don't you know everybody on the earth has received reparations? Not that we're looking for it, but whenever Jake speaks about it, oh, well, we don't got it. We don't got it right now. Right? But Ukraine, you know, you can get your $3 billion. China got reparations. Amalek got reparations. The Germans got so-called reparations. The Hawaiians got so-called reparations. Everybody get it but you Negroes, man. And some of you other tribes. Whenever there's a murder, they saying Blue Lives Matter now. Well, that's speaking wickedly concerning oppression. Blue Lives Matter. All lives matter. Get over it. He was a nigga. He deserved to die. Hey, I seen this video this morning. This was an Elamite, right? This Edomite ran over this Elamite and said, yeah, whatever, we'll just write her a check. We'll write their family a check. And this guy kept driving. It was a hit and run. He was a police officer, man. It was recorded. The audio was on the body cam footage. He said, yeah, she was a nobody. And he pretty much ran this person over. You know, and said, yeah, we'll just get a family, you know, an $11,000 check. And that's going to be enough. Well, that's off. Nobody speaks more wickedly about oppression than Esau. Let's read on. Verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Yeah, they speak against the Most High. Right? Hey, Esau had this, I think it was a documentary called God is Dead. That's what he said. Is God dead? That's off. They say the Most High is an Edomite. Yahweh Shah looks like a so-called white man. The angels, they have given decrees during the period of the Renaissance, which we know now is iconoclasm, to break all of the images of the saints and the angels and the Most High Yahweh Shah that resembles their true physical characteristics, and have given decrees pursuing the first Maccabees 3 and 48, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, 12 through 15, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 and 4, and many like precepts to give a decree to say, hey, look, we're going to whitewash all of these images and speak wickedly about the Most High. Right? So therefore, it reads, they set their mouth against the heavens. They said they could defeat Yahweh Shai. You know? Now they're coming up with videos saying, yeah, we took down the chariots. They're setting your mouth against the heavens. Yeah, we found a few beings. You know, we kind of locked up 2 people that came out the chariots. as if the angels crashed and Esau confiscated their goods. Yo, these devils, man, they're extremely blasphemous. Extremely blasphemous. Verse 11, right? Psalm chapter 73 and verse 11. Actually 10. Therefore his people return thither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, Slakia, and they say, how doth the Most High know? And it's their knowledge in the Most High. So they think the Most High is not paying attention. Well, the Lord said in Proverbs chapter 15 and 3, that the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Right? Sirach 23 and 19. Right? On down, such a man only feareth the eyes of man, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. Right? So they speak wickedly concerning oppression, and they think the Most High is not paying attention. Let me get this in Psalms chapter 55. Right? So they really, a lot of these rich elites, believe it or not, they think that the Most High is with them. They think, yeah, the Most High is no longer dealing with his people. He's no longer with them. He gave us power over them. You know, they're constantly going back and reading the blessing that the Lord gave Esau, and they're you know, sticking to it. Here's the book of Psalms chapter 50 and verse 20. I'm going to start at 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. That's what Esau does. They slander their own mother's son. Who's our mother? Rebecca. How do they slander us? By bearing false witness, saying we're thieves, liars, savages, goons. We're nobodies. And we the saints of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They always paint us in a negative picture. We're always thugs and athletes and gangsters and niggas, man. So we have been slandered. This is the biggest account of slander in the history of man. The slander from Esau concerning his brother. Verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So the Most High said, hey, look, you've been doing this wickedness, and I ain't say nothing. See, the Most High don't react the way, you know, man does all the time. The Most High, he'll hold his peace. He's long-suffering, but he will in no wise let thee go. All of the talk that Esau's been doing, the Most High said, look, these things you've done, and I ain't say much. It got to the point where the Lord said, I'm going to read this again. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. So it got to the point where the Most High said that you thought I was like you. You thought I was into what you're into. All of the killing and the murder and the rape and the robbery and the plunder and the pillaging. You thought I was just like you. That's what he's saying. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And the Most High is setting us in order. Congregations and churches and leadership and structure, we're being set in order by the Most High. Right? So Esau, they think that they are going to get away with all of the evil that they have done. Right? Psalms chapter 73. Slakia. And verse, let's start at 11. And they say, how doth the Most High know? And it's their knowledge in the Most High. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. So now we know who we're talking about. Who's the ungodly? Esau. Now you got people saying, well, that's Jake too. You got wicked Jake. Well, you do have wicked Jake. Then they say, well, how do you know this is talking about Esau? It don't say Esau in there. It don't say Edom. You're adding to the word. Show me Edom in Psalm 73. Show me white man. Well, it's not going to say white man. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. It's not going to say Edom all the time. It's not going to say Esau all the time, man. Or Idumea. Hey, guess what? This thing got to be in you. You got to kind of know this in the spirit. You have to have discernment. Who could this be talking about? See, that's why these people of the world, they don't have or they have a hard time understanding the Bible, man. Because it's not for them. This is written in code for us. We're the ones that's going to read this and say, oh yeah, I know who the hell this is. I know exactly who the Most High is talking about. This is for the oppressed, for the poor. The Bible is not for the rich. When I say the rich, I'm speaking about the people who prosper in this world. Right? This is for us. The men and the women of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Psalms chapter 73 and 12 again. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. So David thought, hey, look, well, what is this truth really about then? Right? If I'm going to wash my hands in innocency, if I'm going to repent, if I'm going to keep the commandments, if I'm going to be diligent, what's the point? Right? What's the point, man? I don't get nothing out of it. The wicked are still prospering. They're still strong in faith and being firm. It don't seem like they're going down. What's the point of really being in this truth? I thought being in this truth, this is the mentality that David is speaking of, right? I thought being in this truth was, about instant rewards. I thought it was about finally receiving blessings and the Most High dealing with me and being blessed and being on top. What's the point of me washing my hands? Right? What's the point of me trying to be innocent, man? If I'm going to continually be at the bottom of society. It reads, for all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say, I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. And that's how we feel in this truth. I know a lot of brothers and even sisters that feel exactly what David is saying in Psalm 73, verse 15 and 16. He said, if I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Right, so, sometimes you don't even want to say anything, man. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're stuck in a society where, the wicked are prospering. Things aren't going your way. You always dealing with real life problems, health issues, financial issues, bills and rent, and you falling behind. Then you got to catch up and you got to ask somebody for money. And you're like, well, damn, man, what's the point of really, serving the Most High if I'm going to constantly be vexed? Then if I want to tell people the truth and I want to speak about it, nobody wants to hear it. They'll be offended. You want to tell somebody about the truth and speak about Deuteronomy 28 and break the scriptures down. You kind of apprehensive about it because you don't know how they're going to take it. They might get offended, man. You might be reluctant to speak about the truth because somebody might turn into a demon about it. What you mean God only loved me? He loved everybody. So sometimes you kind of just hold your tongue. Are you one of them black Hebrew Israelites? I don't want to hear that. I'm going to HR. So it's painful. That's why David said, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. So you can get stressed out, man. This is a hard life. It's not an easy road in this truth. It's not meant to be easy. But, kind of reinforce, it's not easy, man. And it's not easy mentally. It's draining at times. It's draining at times, man. It beats you down at times. That's what David is saying. You're mad at times. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 34. That's part of the curses. So shalt thou be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see, paraphrasing. So it kind of beats you down, man. And that's when you don't consider the latter end. If that's all you consider, you will be depressed. And you will try to be like the wicked. And you will go to happy hour with your coworkers Friday before the Shabbat and get drunk. And you will join your corporate softball league that plays baseball and softball every Sabbath. And you will hang out with Nancy at the Christmas party. And you will go back into the world and celebrate worldly holidays. If you do not remember the latter end. You have to remember the end of your enemies, man. Remember the soul. Why is Esau really prospering? Why is he really in power? What is his purpose? See, people who struggle with envying the wicked forget the purpose of the wicked. The purpose of the wicked is to play the role of the wicked. And it's temporary. And the second part of the wicked is their final act is to be destroyed. So why are you envious about somebody that's about to be destroyed? That was made to be taken out. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16. Right? Why are you envious against somebody that was made to be taken out of the way, man? What the hell you got to be envious about? It's like you seeing somebody have fun in the world. They hit the lottery, they got it all, but you forgot they had a ticking time bomb on their chest. You forgot they had a ticking time bomb on their chest. Proverbs chapter 16:4. The Lord made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So why was the wicked made? For the day of evil. It didn't say the day of salvation, the day of grace, the day of love. The Lord made all things for himself. He made the souls of the upright, the sun and the moon and the stars. But he also made the wicked just for the day of evil. Let's go to Job chapter 20. Right? Let's go to Job, the 20th chapter. Even the wicked for the day of evil. And you have to remember these things, man. You have to remember these things. Job chapter 20 and 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So the Most High appointed his heritage unto him. Meaning the Most High gave him the script and said, you're going to follow the script to the T. You're going to be the wicked. You're going to be the ungodly. You're going to oppress the people. And then after that, you're going to go to slavery. Then you're going to be exterminated off the earth. That's your role. And there's nothing you can do about it. That is the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. And you got to deal with it. There's nothing he can do about it. And you got to remember these precepts, man. Job chapter 21 and verse 29. Right? Job 21 and 29. Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. So the Lord said, have you not asked them that go by the way? Actually, I'm going to start at 28. For ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Because somebody might ask that. Well, where's the wicked at? Is there anybody truly wicked on the earth? Where do they dwell at? What do they do? What's their purpose? You might ask that. So the Most High kind of told you, have you not asked them that go by the way? Who goes by the way? The prophets. The servants of the Lord. They go by the way. The Lord said, what you didn't ask them that go by the way? Do you not see their tokens? Do you not see the signs that they're on their way out? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. So that's why they're here, man. They got a reservation with destruction. Us, on the other hand, we have a reservation for salvation. Right? It's two reservations. One for destruction and the latter for salvation. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 73. Right? Let's go back to Psalm 73. So now you know why envy the foolish and the wicked. You have to remember their latter end. Psalms chapter 73 and verse 15 again. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. You see that? David said he was caught slipping. He almost was envious at the wicked until he went into the sanctuary. What is the sanctuary? The temple. The house of the Lord. See, you wouldn't be in the spirit of trying to be like the wicked until you read the scriptures. So you understood their purpose. Until you read, Romans the 9th chapter, right? Until you've read, Job the 20th chapter, the 18th chapter, the 14th chapter, the 21st chapter, the 24th chapter, right? Until you've read Jeremiah the 49th chapter, Obadiah, right? Until you read these accounts, there's no way you would be envious at the wicked, because you would know their purpose and why they were set up, right? You would know that whole deal. That's why he said, until I went in the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. Because they don't tell you their end in Babylon the Great. Nobody thinks that he has an end. They're making movies about the year 2400, right? What would happen 3,000 years from now? Forever and eternity, to infinity and beyond. So a lot of people don't think that this place has an end. But the Most High tells you that, hey, very well, your job has an end. Your corporation you work for has an end. Your car has an end. This economic system has an end. The economy in general has an end. The lives of the wicked, it has an end. It has an end. And you must remember that. Whenever you see this stuff and you're getting stressed out, anxious, you're dealing with these spirits of worry and anxiety about the material things of this life, remember, it has an end. Psalm chapter 73 and verse 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. So they ready to fall. How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when thou awakest, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. So when the Lord awake, he's going to despise the image of Babylon the Great. And their image is not really a physical picture that hangs at a museum wall. The image is what this system stands for. Sin and iniquity and madness and folly. That is the end. Right? It reads, thus was I pricked. It's like it, thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my reins. So foolish was I, and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee. So David said, damn, I can't believe I was almost going back in the world. Can't believe I was this close, man. I should have remembered the wicked. A lot of jakes you sell your soul, then you regret it. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. A lot of jakes you bend over and you coon out and you deny your integrity, then you want to try to double back. You're supposed to be mindful of these things beforehand, man. Right? You're supposed to be mindful of this world and how it operates and the judgments thereof beforehand. David said, I almost slipped, but I remembered the wicked and their judgment. Some brothers slip on purpose and they forget about the wicked. Two different things, man. Or they ignore the wicked. I'll put it like that. Nevertheless, I am, Psalm 73 and 23. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou wast holding me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but thee? There is none upon the earth that I desire beside thee. And yeah, who do we have but the Most High? Right? Your therapist does not have your back. You can't give your heart and strength over to your woman. What, are you going to confide in your children? Are you going to trust in man? Put not trust in man. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for whereunto is he to be accounted of? So in Isaiah chapter 2 and 20 on down. I mean, who do you really have at the end of the day but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? When it's all said and done, man. Oh, no, I got my money. I'll be all right. Well, your money's going to burn. Okay, well, I got my car. I can travel. All right, well, the Most High destroy that car, man. Okay, well, I got my house, and well, the Lord have that hurricane, tornado, a damn house fire, destroy everything in there. You don't have nobody but the Most High. That's what David is saying. In a time of adversity and stress, and a time of remembering the wicked and the judgments and the mercy, you have to remember that all we have is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now, the Most High may put brothers around you, a family around you, you know. But on a deeper level, they could be corruptible, or they are corruptible. The Most High is incorruptible. They are mortal, but the Most High is immortal. Flesh and blood is temporary in the land of the living, but Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is eternal. Psalm chapter 73 again, and verse 20. Let's see, 25. Whom have I in heaven but thee? And there is none upon earth that I desire beside thee. My flesh and my heart faileth, but the Most High is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from thee. But it is good for me to draw near to the Most High. I have put my trust in the Lord God, that I may declare all thy works. So David said, it is good for me to draw near to the Most High. And you have to draw near to the Most High. That's by prayer. Having a clean heart, a sincere spirit, fighting temptation, avoiding sin, calling upon his name, right? This is how you draw near unto the Lord, by cleaning your hands and your heart. When it's all said and done, it is good for the Israelite man to draw near to the Most High, not draw near to the world, not draw near to sex, illicit sex, fornication, lust, pornography, masturbation, riches and wealth, sin, Sabbath breaking, idolatry, whoremongering, folly, vanity, evil, corrupt communication, grudges, insincerity, guile, deceit, madness, debate, folly, and the wicked hearts of men. It is not meet to draw near unto those things, but it is meet in these last days, and then every day to draw near to the Most High. I put my trust in the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, that I may declare all thy works. So with that, I'm going to close up, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Most High willing you were edified. Kwam Yashalom. Shalom.